let's talk imposter syndrome. If you're a soulpreneur, leader in any aspect of your life where you are breaking paradigms, you're being called out to live your soul's purpose, no matter where it is that you have been called to serve, this is for you. Imposter syndrome comes up and will continue to come up whenever you are embarking a new transitional phase of your life. Oftentimes it comes up and it feels overwhelming, where you become paralyzed, maybe immobile, unable to take action. Maybe you become unmotivated, stuck in this freeze, flight, or fight mode in response. And when these instances happen, I want you to grant yourself grace. It takes a lot of courage to step forward in environments where you're literally breaking the paradigm and showing a new way of doing things and embodying and being. Oftentimes, in these instances, it's important to, one, acknowledge that's coming up. You are able to already, from where you are, pick up, whether it's through visions, through a sense of feeling, through your connection to your clairs. Spirit is giving you the download vision of what you are fully capable of. And the thing is that what fullness that you're fully capable of stepping into is you being able to expand into a new level of yourself that you've yet to step into. And that feels scary and it feels overwhelming. Think of yourself as a literal power grid. When you are ready to expand into a new level of holding memory or energy coming through, it requires you to hold more. At your current state, you have a slight taste of it with your visions, right? But now it's the physical action, the physical replanting of where you are into that new vessel and that new plot. That will take some little bit more time and adjustments and getting to a new environment. It's like when you're planting a plant, you can't just, shift it automatically to a bigger pot because it takes time. It will shock the poor plant. So one aspect, you're in between this tug and war of your old version of you who has yet to experience it in the 3D, and then the other aspect of you who already is it, who already exists in that timeline. You acknowledge yourself from where you are and give yourself grace. The reason why the imposter syndrome is being triggered is really important for you to analyze, and rather than react and respond to the emotions that you're feeling, acknowledge it, allow it to come up, allow it to speak up. Create safe spaces for yourself where you can begin to break down and sort of work backwards as to what is triggering you, what are the specific circumstances around this, and then what you will find most likely. Everything in the physical is a reflection in the spiritual, likewise vice versa. So think about the situation, write it down on paper, and reflect what are the lessons specifically that are coming up for you to step into. And say you are learning and noticing the theme in your life right now is to become a leader, to learn leadership and learn how to navigate and lead a group. You're getting frustrated around this because it's new to you. That is the theme. If, for example, currently for you, you are needing to get organized and put something together and it's, again, you're avoiding it, freeze, fight, flight mode, then that's an indicator for you. The very thing that you're resisting is the very thing you need to step into and the very thing we need to actually move through. And not only are you combating this energetic expansion within yourself and learning to integrate that and feel safe in your body, but you're also navigating and combating programs that you've been carrying from society through culture, your own personal life experience, and you're having to rewrite this with a new story that is true for you. And all this is a process. And so because it is a process, the word for today, and whenever these moments come up for you, so save this, is to literally, you are reparenting yourself. You are giving yourself that grace and that love and kindness that you would give your friend when they come to you and they're going through a transitional time and they need a word of encouragement. This is where, because we've been conditioned to not give ourselves that sense of love, we have to bring it back home. What do I need to do to feel calm, to feel grounded, to navigate this experience? And then that sacred container, release it, move it. If you need to cry, if you feel anger, if you feel frustration, you need to punch things, feel it. Remember, you're trying to release steam. And from there, step into a space of gratitude. Remember, don't focus on the victim mentality at this point now that you've released the energy. Give thanks to the universe because it knows that it put something in you, God, the universe did, that wants you to drive it out of you, able to be expressed and embodied. And so as a new earth leader, once you do that, now do some sort of sacred practice. And I love moving energy. So something that makes you feel powerful, whether it's a powerful song, dance it out, powerful movements, yoga, healing, embodiment, right? And feel that empowerment. Think about a lot of artists and pastors and priests. A lot of them who show up on stage say that they're actually introverts. And it's not until they step into their calling that they somehow, by the grace of God, step into this alter ego. So think about, what is this alter ego, this other persona, so to speak? It's just another version of you, right? The highest version of you within the fullest present moment of all the capabilities that you're able to tap into, that you already embody, that is coming out. So that the more you can feel it, the more you can see it within yourself, the more you can access that energy and tap into it when need be. And especially when you're feeling the imposter syndrome wake up, it's telling you a couple of things as well. That not only are you stepping into a space and moment of expansion, literal quantum leaping, you're also, maybe you are not living out and embodying the thing that you need to. Teach it, you preach it to the world, but you haven't continued that practice. Maybe you slacked off, right? So are you really being in integrity? And it's not something to feel guilty about, but really just as a reminder to come back to those practices of who you are. Use it as a gut check to keep yourself accountable, as a reminder to come back into alignment. Another thing that imposter syndrome could help you to remind yourself as is maybe you're not fully claiming and owning that desire and that new space that you're moving into. Maybe there is something that you have yet to claim. And I encourage you to verbally state it, that I desire, this is what I want. I know this is where I'm feeling my intuition guiding me. And I am not going to take no for an answer. However the universe provides it, I know the what and the details will be filled in. I'm just an open, available channel, willing to step forward in faith. And when you are stepping out into the world, right? And those instances that you're working to soften the trigger modes that are coming up for you. And it'll take some time. It's like with practice, you gain the hold of a certain movement, and you know how to navigate these conversations, these roads. You can eventually learn how to do it without the training wheels. You feel more comfortable and you feel more confident. Remember, in certain areas, because this happened to me recently, you are going to look different. You're going to come through in a different way. A lot of people themselves that you are actually reacting to are their own projections as well. They're feeling triggered by you because you're showing them something that is out of their norm. We're literally breaking paradigms and programs, and through you, the universe is showing them that there is a different way. So I often do a lot of work with people in the corporate realms, and one of the most biggest misperceptions people will bring up is, the unsaid rule of not having vibrant colors, right? Piercings, tattoos, in a different style of dress. Very colorful, by the way, for me. And pushback that I found most recently is like, you don't typically dress up or look like one of us. But because the color of my skin or the clothes that I wear, and this applies to you too, usually you will find these pushbacks, these resistances, and You are literally fighting against programs where we've had oppression. Maybe some sort of group of people have felt entitled and they're running on this program, and God is using you to show a different light, a different way. God has ordained you. And the color of your skin, the clothes that you wear, says nothing about the job and the skills and the gifts that you have. And I want you to take a hold of that. Stand your ground. Sometimes all you need to do as a powerful spiritual being who's aligned and has God's hand over your life is pray, do the energy work, get energy healing sessions as routinely as you can, because we also are predisposed and most sensitive to these spiritual psychic attacks. Again, you need to have your armors up. You do not need to compromise your values and morals and react in the way that they do. Remember, you do not fight sword with sword. You fight with a different powerful tool above. And if you're ready to really step into and access the tools available to you as a soulpreneur, as a new earth leader in your life, as a soul who is living their truth in spirit, spirit-led, then DM or comment Adornment, and I will send you the link for the waitlist for the Sacred Art of Adorning the Modern Mystic. This program is where you will learn the tools available to you through spiritual teachings that I've received and I practice in my life, and this is how I navigate the world. And whether you're someone who's living your life through spirit, and you've noticed these instances of triggers and psychic attacks or moments of vulnerability, and you're in the matrix, you're not of it, but you're in there, you're doing the work, where you're online and you're showing up as a soulpreneur, these tools are available for you to begin to access at this time, because they're most needed, especially as we continue to live our soul's journey. And it's time that the intuitives, the empaths, the psychics, the souls that want to live their life in spiritual truth step out strongly and have the tools available to them. And I hope this conversation has helped you and shifted anything that you're navigating through. And as always, feel free to let us know how this is supporting you. Remember to save and comment and share. Satnam.